Each of these rappers picked a fight with Anthony Fantano, with Lil Xan's call-out being one of the more aggressive. Back in 2018, he released his first studio album, Total Xanarchy, which was universally reviewed as being pretty terrible.
I mean, Lil Xan isn't a good artist, bro. I'm sorry, he's not.
As Anthony Fantano, who began his review with a pretty brutal statement.
We're not even at the halfway point of the year yet, and this is one of the worst things I've heard all year.
Fantano proceeded to call Xan extremely stupid.
He sounds like he barely has a pulse half the time, and most of his songs don't really have much more than 10 words to their name because I don't think he could commit more than 10 words to memory for a single track.
That's the album's only decent segments being made by other people.
Really, the only thing that gives any of these tracks credibility are the features.
Xanarchy was therefore given the infamous not good rating, being only the 17th album Fantano had ever given the title to. As explained by his Reddit, not good is worse than zero.
This project is a non-starter,
which Lil Xan understandably wasn't happy about, as when Fantano came up during a No Jumper podcast, Lil Xan was quick to offer his opinion.
What, the needle drop?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Needle drop?
You don't like him? Oh yeah, he dissed you hard.
He then blamed Fantano for Lil Peep's death.
When it comes to rap, I think he has no say because he gave Lil Peep like a 1.
Really?
And then 2 weeks later, Lil Peep's dead. Lil Peep's
Whoa, my nigga. You cannot blame a nigga on YouTube giving a review of an album for Lil Peep's death, bro. Come on, bro. That's fucking nuts, dude. Lil Peep was... I mean, the nigga did drugs. I mean, like, for real, rest in peace to Lil Peep, but he did drugs, bro. Like,
great artist.
Telling Fantano to stay in his lane.
You can speak on alternative rock, all that weird Japanese you like. I know you got some weird fetishes, but please do not speak on rap.
With Post Malone,
Lil Xan you're not a good artist, bruh. Okay, I'm not defending Anthony, bro, but like Lil Xan, you're not a good artist, bro. It's just
so responding
you're just
after
not.
Getting a not good rating prior to it gaining over 9 billion.
He gave this album a not good rating. That's nuts, bro. This album was Stoney was actually a W album. It's one of my favorite Post Malone albums.
Somehow concluded that Stoney was not good.
Stoney is low-key. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stoney is one of my favorite Post Malone albums. The fact he gave this shit a not good, bro. Bro, this video has 24,000 dislikes and only 16,000 likes.
Nothing special about
I agree, bro. That I would have probably. I don't dislike videos, bro. I don't leave hate comments or anything like that. But if I was a nigga who did, I probably would have disliked this video too. Stoney is a great album.
Opinion.
With the dislike ratio implying that the audience didn't agree. Yeah. Damn, am I the only one who thinks this album is really good? Fantano then shared his review to his Twitter, where people again replied calling his rating inaccurate, with
I love
Post Malone
Stoney.
retweeting these
Great
comments
album,
to his
bro.
Twitter. He'd then reply directly. But if you gave J. Cole
I remember when Stoney came out and like Post Malone still wasn't like huge, and I like loved White Iverson, and it was still like low-key an underground song. And I was like, yo, Stoney's a fire fucking album, bro. And then like Bear Bongs and Bentleys came out. It was decent. I loved Rockstar, but I'm not gonna lie, there weren't too many memorable songs on there. That's why I'm like, But I love Post Malone's music, bro. I do. I think Post Malone's a great artist. I remember even in college, bro, I had this friend who absolutely hated Post Malone, thought he was garbage. I was like, nigga, what? Post Malone is not garbage, bro. Post Malone is actually a decent ass artist. He's really good, bro.
Mediocre rating, then I'll take this as a compliment, to which Anthony responded, see, every cloud has a silver lining, prompting Post to again respond, and every Anthony Fantano has a dick tickle. Blah. Fantano simply responded with a laughing emoji, but it seems Post Malone eventually got the last laugh, as during his review Anthony also foolishly stated,
I think he's really going to pan out as a one-hit wonder.
You couldn't be more wrong. You couldn't be more wrong, bro. I can name a bunch of hits right now. Rockstar, White Iverson, Congratulations, Goodbyes, Circles, Take What You Want From Me with Ozzy Osbourne, Like, bro, there's so many, bro.
Post Malone proves his status as a one-hit wonder. I think he might have spoke too soon there. On his very next album, Post included the line, "Your new stuff sucks, I feel like Anthony Fantano," but it was Logic who spent half of a 2-minute song expressing how much he—
Okay, the Logic one, I don't know if y'all know about the Logic one. I know Sunny V2 is about to explain it, and I'm sorry I paused it before, but like, Logic tricked this nigga into listening a song about how he wanted to murder Anthony.
he hated Fantano. Logic had been given 2 different scores of 1 out of 10 or lower, which he'd admit always imposed a heavy mental burden.
He would review my music ever since my mixtapes, and it would always like f me up because he would always basically say how I wasn't like good enough.
The extent of which only being revealed when he'd put out La Donda roughly 2 years later.
Okay, I know a lot of people hate Logic. I do. But I fucked with some of his music. I cannot lie. I fucked with Under Pressure. I fucked with Bobby Tarantino 2. I fucked with what's that space album called, bro? I forgot what the name of it is, but I fucked with that album as well. I don't think Logic is a terrible artist. Is he an amazing artist? Probably not. He talks about being biracial in like almost all the songs. It's kind of like The Baby, how he uses the same cadence in every song, but
about halfway through the song, Logic begins an unexpected rant. "Anthony Fantano, you plaid shirt wearing mother effer. I used to hate you cause you'd crap on my music. I used to fantasize about murdering you, choking you to death." He was trying to make the point that the feedback was ultimately helpful, although it wound up making Fantano very uncomfortable, who'd spend 3 minutes speechless after playing the song on stream.
This shit was nuts. He tricked him into listening to this shit.
He'd eventually respond by stating,
I don't know if I'm cool with that, you know? I mean, it's how you feel, but it's a little weird. Like, hey, my reviews aren't that big of a deal. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to hurt anybody.
After which Logic dressed as Anthony to review some of Anthony's reviews. Fantano and Logic's relationship is just downright confusing, but with Tyler the Creator, it's much more cut and dry. Fantano was supportive of Tyler's earlier projects, so when he'd then give Cherry Bomb a pretty bad rating,
I'm feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this album.
Tyler wasn't super
not gonna say anything.
happy. He'd tweet, "Album been out for 30 hours. How can you review it? Listen to it for a while," with comments on the review agreeing. "First time I listened to it, 3 out of 10. Now after 10 listens or so, 7 out of 10. However, even after..."
Okay, I can agree that there are some albums like this. There are some songs, there are some albums like this where the first listen I'm like, eh. And then the more I listen to it, I'm like, yo, this song got a fire. That's what happened to me with Money Longer. I'm not gonna lie. When it was 2016, I was in high school and niggas was like bumping Money Longer. And I like heard it in the hallways. I was like, yo, niggas, this song sucks. And then, you know, I started listening to Lil Uzi, and I was like, yo, Money Longer is actually kind of fire, bro.
After listening to it for a
Money
while,
Longer kind of fire,
Fantano
bro.
never changed his mind about the album, stating Cherry Bomb is still bad even 9 years later.
This record stinks. It still stinks. I can't stand it. I really can't. I feel like it's aged worse. It sounds worse than it did when it came out.
In the process, Fantano calls Cherry Bomb
the worst record in his discography.
But with the album's poor reception came a silver lining. Tyler explained in Flower Boy: A Conversation that after Cherry Bomb got terrible reviews, he knew his next album would have to be amazing, or his career was probably over. Learning from Cherry Bomb's mistakes, he'd put out Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost, which Fantano gave each at least 8 out of 10 or higher, aka a rating MGK could only ever dream of.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't fuck with Cherry Bomb either. I didn't, bro. I think Yonkers, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me, but I didn't really like Yonkers. I didn't like Goblin. I didn't like Cherry Bomb. It is what it is, but I do fuck with some of Tyler the Creator's music. I won't call myself a fan. Do I think he's trash? Absolutely not. Will I say that his music is my taste? I don't know. It's like iffy because there are some songs and then there are some other songs that I'm just like, eh.
In fact, Fantano had reviewed 4 of MGK's
This nigga said those were fire. See, I don't know. It just, to me, Yonkers wasn't that good, and neither was Goblin, bro. Cherry Bomb, I don't think was that good either. But as you can see, you said those were fire. And that's what it is about music, bro. That's the nuance about music, is that I can think a song is pretty dumb or pretty trash, and then you could think it's fucking fire. Or you can think a song is fucking garbage, like a dumpster fire, and I could think that shit is one of the best songs in the world. That's the nuance of music. Do I think Tyler, the Creator, is a great artist? Absolutely. Like I said, I think he's a great artist. I think he makes some good music. There are some Tyler, the Creator songs that I do fuck with. Flower Boy. Or not Flower Boy. Pothole. Pothole is a fucking fire ass song. Was good, bro. Pothole is a fire ass fucking song. I like Biking, even though that's not really his song. I do absolutely love his verse in Biking from Frank Ocean. I fishtail downhill, yup. I rose my rate. Brand new brakes. Why name is Slater? Ask my date. Oh my gosh,
giving them
bro.
scores of not good, 0, 1, and 3, with the not good rating on Tickets to My Downfall, prompting an indirect response from MGK.
Oh, Jesus.
On Twitter. One of his fans had written, "I'm listening to Machine Gun Kelly's pop punk album. The Zoomers are gonna put this in the Rolling Stones top 500 in 2030, to which MGK responded, and
R&B.
they will be right. Critics try to
Boring.
take jabs at all the bands your generation
You
loved
think
during their
Fantino's the
moment,
GOAT?
and then understood its importance in hindsight. It's made from pure love. The universe
Fantano.
can't deny that." Anthony, however, only continued to clown him, writing, "When the Queen died, RIP. The Queen will never get to hear MGK save pop punk." When he and Trippie Redd then announced a collab mixtape, Fantano responded with the classic Star Wars meme, pushing MGK to the point of responding directly. Two friends from Ohio made some songs that no one is forcing you to listen to. Insufferable, I know. Trippie Redd further added, "Who cares, dudes' reviews be trash," which likely contributed to their collab getting another bad rating.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't fuck with his reviews either, bro, because he's given albums that I think again it's music is very subjective, and this is why I don't listen. This is why I don't do his reviews. That's why I don't watch his reviews. Music is subjective, but he's giving low to not good scores on a lot of albums that I really loved. He even called Post Malone a one-hit wonder, which is fucking nuts.
I am feeling a 0 on this. A 0.
But for one of Young Lean's projects,
Who the
Fantano
fuck is
bluntly
Young
refused
Lean?
to rate it. It was Unknown Death 2002, the review of which took a very strange turn.
My hand is bread. My hand is bread. My hands are bread.
There's bread.
My hands are bread.
After an unenthusiastic intro, Anthony spent the entire video simply eating bread, adding in the description, shoutouts carbs, yeast, enriched flour, salt, water, My Light Bakery, stating his favorite and least favorite songs were bread, rating the album bread out of 10. One comment theorized it's easy to tell that Anthony is saying he lost his mind because this album is so good and revolutionary. Also, the bread is a metaphor for how much money he thinks Young Lean is gonna make with his albums, although Fantano's lack of enthusiasm rather implied the opposite. Therefore, when Young Lean was asked, "What did you think about Anthony Fantano's review of your tape Unknown Death?" he'd respond by stating, "Don't really care. He should stop wasting his time and do something creative himself instead. It's always more giving and fun."
don't
Then
even
there
know
was
who
that
Young Lean
time
is.
Anthony beefed with Drake.
Oh, Jesus.
With
Drake is great. Drake.
compilations like the needle drop hating Drake for 20 minutes straight, you might call Fantano one of Drizzy's biggest haters. So when it randomly
then there's shit like this where it's like he clearly hates an artist, so he should probably stop doing reviews for that artist. Because like if you really don't like any of somebody's music, at that point you're just doing it for clicks and you're doing it for shock value, because like if you don't really like this artist, every single time they drop an album you're gonna give it a 0 or a not good. So it's like, bro, just stop. It's just
upload
stop.
a video titled "Drake Slid Into My DMs," everyone was curious.
Last night in the dead of night,
Then it doesn't become about being objective on the album. It becomes about personal. It becomes personal, where it's like, I don't fuck with this artist, so I don't like any of their songs.
I was reached out to by one of the biggest voices in the music industry.
Fantano proceeded to show what he'd been sent. Anthony, it's Drizzy. I know we don't really see eye to eye about music, and that you're not the biggest fan of most of my albums. But it is what it is, you know. But I'm not messaging you about your videos. I'm actually messaging you because I found a really great vegan cookie recipe I'd love you to try.
Drake is sending me a vegan cookie recipe.
Fantano proceeds to read the ingredients while subtly mocking Drake's intelligence.
He's missing the peon applesauce. Maybe he just doesn't know how to spell apple.
Whoa.
Sauce. That's kind of weird.
But it turns out these messages were 100% fake, because the very next day, Drake shared he and Anthony's actual chat log, which included how he really felt about Fantano. Your existence is a light 1, and that 1 is cause you're alive, and cause you somehow wifed a black girl. I'm feeling a light to decent 1 on your existence.
Yo, bro, say what you want about Drake, my nigga, but that nigga is a troll. He is a troll. I can't lie. Drake is a funny ass troll sometimes, bro. When the whole beef started with him and Kendrick Lamar, before Kendrick did his response to Drake's diss tracks, that nigga was on Instagram posting the funniest memes about Kendrick Lamar. It was crazy, bro.
Fantano simply used this to clown on Drake again, maintaining this attitude till his recent Kendrick beef, to which Fantano would wear his finest suit. Meanwhile, Eminem's diss was way more subtle. In his 2014 song Calm Down, Eminem included the lines effing internet bloggers. I sit in front of my computer all day and comment on everything.
Oh, Eminem. I love this nigga, bro. Eminem, bro. This nigga does not care about beefing with anyone, bro.
I'm an expert on everything. Everything sucks. Play the next song. When the lyrics were posted to Genius, they'd reference a picture of Anthony Fantano, who'd therefore upload a video titled Eminem Dissed Me.
Oh, bro.
Eminem man dissed me.
So this Eminem man. Post Malone is indeed not that great. Drake is almost complete ass. Look, like I said, music is subjective, but I think if we're going about objectively looking at things, Stoney was not a bad album. I don't think Post Malone is a bad artist, and Drake, objectively, Drake is nowhere near a complete ass. I like, bro, that's crazy.
And there's me.
But look, like I said, you're entitled to your opinion
Eminem
about music. That's the nuance about music, bro.
Was aimed at, but 8 years later in 2022, West Side Boogie implied it was Anthony.
What advice has he given you that's really stuck with you?
Me not taking blogs personal when they give me like bad ratings. Like it was this dude named Anthony Fantano. His name like Needle Drop on YouTube. He like famous for like rating people albums. He gave Eminem a 2. So Eminem was like, yo, he give me bad grades every time. You can't take that personal because like some people just not.
That too. I mean, like, bro, like music is not subjective. Okay, that's
Eminem's clearly aware of
with
Fantano's ratings, although doesn't follow them as closely as Ronnie Radke, who's currently suing Fantano for one of his reviews. The two began feuding in early 2023.
There's plenty of songs that you probably love that I don't think are good. And same thing with me. There's probably plenty of songs that I love that you don't think are good. That's subjectivity.
Song will be in my top 10 worst songs.
I think the objectivity that you're thinking of is production value, which is completely different from what I'm talking about.
Your video. We don't know what the other 9 are.
I think you're talking about something completely different, bro.
Ronnie took to Twitter writing, "At the Needle Drop is like the Paris Hilton of music critics. Looks 25 years older than he is, and nobody will care about him in 3 years." To which Anthony responded over the
oh my god, the Perez Hilton of music critics is crazy.
To which Anthony responded, "Over the past decade, I objectively look like I've put on fewer years than Mr. Radke, and I've had fewer trips through the legal system as well," referring to Ronnie's 2-year prison stint back in 2008. Fantano attached 4 pictures to articulate his point, to which Ronnie again replied, "Well, truthfully, the right picture was taken in 108-degree weather in an Arizona parking lot on stage. The other was taken 5 years later."
Anthony, I hate to break it to you. The blonde picture is me 7 years after the live photo of me. So You
Wait, what's this guy's name?
Fantano then accused Ronnie's followers
Ronnie
of being Indian bots, prompting Ronnie to predict, "We all know what happens to mostly negative critic YouTubers. Another YouTuber will make a video called What Happened to Anthony Fantano in 2 years tops. Fantano would rather upload a video titled This Guy Sucks, talking about how Ronnie couldn't handle criticism, whilst mentioning the darker things the singer's been accused of."
He's had domestic violence charges too against him, which were ultimately dismissed, true, but the fact that all of this behavior is piling up here is quite sussy-wussy.
In the process, Fantano trolled. Ronnie Radke is the most talented, moral, intelligent, and groundbreaking artist the music industry has ever seen. His catalogue is utterly timeless, and I'm honored to call him my friend, lover, and husband. Thank you for all your years of laughter and companionship, Ronald, who then responded with his own tweet. "Hey guys, I'm Anthony Fantano, newly divorced. After my YouTube stint, I'll be working at an elementary school, reading books to second graders, whilst attaching some pretty funny pictures." This led Fantano to post another video, calling Ronnie's new song terrible.
We have a big dose of cringe for you guys today, as we have a brand new Falling in Reverse track titled Ronald.
After which their beef hit a whole new level. Falling in Reverse frontman Ronnie Radke has filed a defamation lawsuit against music critic Anthony Fantano. The lawsuit centers on a video Fantano released titled This Guy Sucks, in which, if you remember, Fantano talked about some of Ronnie's accusations.
This man just said that I sexually someone. Pretty much, he's implying that I did it. 100%.
The blacked out neck
I had
is crazy.
Zero contact with her. I sued this woman and won because I would never do something disgusting like that, you loser. And yes, my domestic violence got dropped because that didn't happen either. Sir, this makes you liable in court. I will sue the ever-living beep out of your ass.
This nigga just beeped himself.
Everything you have.
The lawsuit claims Fantano's video goes beyond the bounds of permissible commentary and extends well into the realm of actionable innuendo, unfounded rumor mongering, and outright untruth. Why does Ronnie take everything so personally? Lol, most people just kind of ignore haters and go about their day. It seems like he takes it to such heart and lashes out. The situation hasn't yet been settled, but suing after being criticized never looks good.
That is so cringe, bro. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.